Okay, this is the last section in chapter 8, and hence it's kind of the most important thing for our mortgage project, which you probably could have gathered from the name of the section. So yes, a lot of the project has things built from the other sections. So yes, they all had their own value in each individual way, but this is probably the one lecture where every piece is going to be valuable for this project. Okay. So let's say we have a home that costs $195,000. The bank requires a 10% down payment and 2 points at the time of closing. The cost of the home is financed with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 7.5%. So these are all terms that you'll hear if you ever consider buying a home, but it's not really going to help you that much if you don't know what each piece means. Now, down payment, this is probably the thing that most people have seen. A lot of cars and a lot of houses require you to put some money up front. And there's always they give you a minimum, but the more you can put up front, the better your mortgage is going to be, the lower your interest rate is going to be. So it's really, you want to give the required down payment, and then anything additional as well that you can do would be for the better, but obviously you don't want to bankrupt yourself. So in this case, the down payment is 10% of the price of the home. So easily enough, we just do change 10% to a decimal, 0.1 times it by the cost of the house. Our down payment is $19,500. Now, finding the amount of the mortgage. Well, what's the mortgage? The mortgage is the cost of the house after you have paid your down payment. So we know that the price of the home was $195,000. We know that our down payment was $19,500. So the mortgage for this house will be $175,500. Next thing, how much must be paid for the 2 points at closing? Well, it might be helpful to know what 2 points at closing is. That is 2% of the price. And so you can buy a house and then there's a whole lot of paperwork you have to go through, and you don't actually get the house immediately. They have to consider other offers, but you make your down payment, and then sometimes houses require you an additional 2 points, 3 points at closing. That just means that once you close on your house, you have to pay that additional percentage off of your mortgage. So in this case, the cost of the home was $195,000. The cost of the mortgage was $175,500. Did I make a mistake? So $175,500 times 0.02 is I did make a mistake. So the next term that we're going to talk about is this 2 points at closing. What does that actually mean? Sometimes when you buy your house, there's a bit of a process. You have to put in your offer, and then they have to accept your offer, and then you're going to talk about your loan payments. And then sometimes when you close on your house, which is kind of the final step to actually owning your house, or at least, moving in, they ask for an additional 2 points or 3 points. What that means is that's the percentage of the mortgage that you have to pay. So you kind of have to pay that in addition. So in this case, our mortgage is $175,500. We pay our 2 points at closing. That's going to be $3,510. To find your monthly payment, this is the formula that we saw, I believe the last section, I want to say car payments. Yeah, because we have a monthly payment. We are going to figure out the cost. Well, our mortgage is $175,500. We multiply that by our rate, 0.075, divided by 12 months, it's monthly payments. And we see that our home is financed at a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. That means that my rate is not going to change at all during these 30 years. There's different things. Sometimes you can get a 10-year fixed and then it swaps over to a different rate. But for simplicity's sake, let's just assume it's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So you're going to be paying off your house over the next 30 years. So how much you'll have to pay each month will be $1,200 Now to figure out the total interest paid. So this is how much you actually paid towards interest. It's not actually towards your mortgage at all. And this tends to actually be a pretty bad number because since this is such a huge cost, that 10% or that 7.5% starts to add up over this 30-year mortgage. But to figure it out, you take your monthly payment, which is 1,227.12. You multiply it by 30 times 12, 30 years, 12 months per year, and then you subtract the mortgage. So in this case, if we do that, we actually end up spending $266,220. So it essentially doubled the cost of your home.